right, good evening, everybody. Apologies for the little bit of a delay here tonight. Having a bit of an issue with the normal workbench camera. For some reason doesn't want to work, and I think the computer needs a full restart before it's gonna. So, got everything set up on the mobile camera, and I think we're just gonna do our mail call over there for tonight. Got a couple of things to unbox for you guys. Apologies, I spent so much time trying to figure out how to get this camera to work that's still not working that I'm not quite prepped and ready. Really just one thing missing, but it's an important thing. That's my X-Acto knife. Not sure where it ran off to. We're really gonna need that tonight though, so gotta make sure that I find it. There we go. Hiding. Okay, how's everybody doing out there? Sorry about the delay in starting once again, but we're here now. Let's see who else is out there. Adam's out there. Good evening, Adam. Garrett's there. Rick's there. Ray's here. Emmett, good evening. Dennis is here. And we got a pair of Johns out there. Glad to have you all here. Appreciate you tuning in. Tonight's Talkin' Trains, we're going to be making another big push on the Fremo modules. Tonight we're going to be working on accessory bus wiring. I've got a pair of switches already set in place, and now it's time to do a little bit of wiring. And then we've also got the UP7 panel for this module ready to go in. I've got the hole already cut in it up here on the top right, and I already test fit it with one of my pre-assembled panels. So it should be a relatively, well, knock on wood, a relatively smooth endeavor tonight. But we've got some fun stuff to unbox first. So I'm gonna do as best I can without the overhead view here. First, we'll start with the first one. This one just came in today. The other one actually came in Tuesday of last week, so the day after my last Talkin' Trains. So it's been sitting there boxed up for quite a while, waiting for you guys to see it. Losing to a soldering iron. I know that feeling, Garrett. I know that feeling. Okay, so this should be an interesting one. I'm not going to be able to explain it fully right off the bat, but let's see, I think it's in here. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, that's weird. Well, this is the first thing, but hey, I'm not sure what's going on here because there's two things in here. Also, this is it's a little small. It's an interlocking tower. It's for a project that I've got going on. I'm not sure why there would be two. Okay, here we go. No, that's that's weird. I'm gonna have to look into why these are so small. They look like they might even be N scale? Huh. That's strange. But yeah, this is, I mean, well, they were supposed to be for an upcoming project, but I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. I don't know. I bought these off Etsy, and not only is it like looking N scale, but it's also looking like it's filament printed. And I definitely ordered thinking that this was going to be a resin print, which I'm a little bit bummed that this is now filament printed, because it's got filament printed print lines and stuff. So I may have to look into both of those things. I don't know why that house is in there too, because I didn't order that. That must have just been a freebie from the seller, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. Appreciate that, but also I'm pretty sure the listing said it was resin printed and not filament. So we'll have to look into that. That's okay. All right, well, here's the second thing for the unboxing tonight. Yeah, the interlocking tower is supposed to be for kind of a side project, but again, I don't know why it's N scale, and I don't know why it's filament printed. Well, here's the other thing. This is what's been waiting all week to get unboxed. This is the second half of the puzzle for the Finger Lakes 1703 build. And encouragingly, it looks like it's pretty much new in box. I mean, I purchased it pre-owned, but there we go. Yeah, so this is a Walther's mainline GP9. It's in Canadian Pacific paint now, but it will actually just be getting used for the cab and the low nose, which are supposed to be removable from the rest of the long hood. And that's what I'll be utilizing to do the Finger Lakes 1703, because that's a low short hood. It's a phase 3 variant. So Walther's has done low short hoods in the phase 2. They've done a phase 3 in the high hood. So it's my job now to cobble them together, and then for Walther's conveniently in a month's time to announce that they're going to finally do a low short hood variant in phase 3. So anyway, those are the two unboxings for today. I should have some more fun stuff next week for that unboxing, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I certainly am myself, and I'm excited to be here with you guys. Technical difficulties be darned. Got a lot of work to do tonight to get this module up to snuff. Like I said, we're going to be working on the accessory bus, getting this tortoise powered and ready to go. And then if time permitting, we're also going to work on the LocoNet bus as well. So exciting stuff. Let's see, where do we want to start tonight? I think what we're going to do is start with wiring up the cross connection between the two switches. So again, we're utilizing the same wiring diagram we used last week. We've got everything pre-wired as far as we can, and now there's just two connections that we need to do in between modules now. We've got just these two wires here, the red and black, that need to be connected between the initial switch in line, which is going to draw off the accessory bus, and the switch that's going to run to the tortoise itself. And then once that's done, the two switches are connected, and it's just a matter of plugging and playing everything into the zip terminal to go on the onto the tortoise itself right here. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about this module for a couple of reasons. The first of which is that I was working on everything else that I did on its top. So basically track facing down towards the workbench. This one, because this is the module that's got my bridge on it, I can't flip this over flat, so I've got to work on it in this orientation, which the good news is that means it's probably better for content because you get a better angle looking at it. And actually, I'm gonna just angle you guys a little bit further that way so that hopefully you can see that right-hand side. The other reason that I'm a little bit nervous about this one is because this is the only pre-owned tortoise that's on the Fremo modules. The rest of them were brand new, and I think I'm going to run into an issue with the pre-existing soldered connections. I think I may need to try to get as much solder off of that as I can, because it seems to me that it's not really very friendly to get that zip, I don't even know what you call that, this zip connector on. So we'll see how it goes. This could be an interesting stream tonight. I did try my best to get everything prepped and ready for this last night and get all of the hard stuff out of the way so that hopefully tonight's stream goes well, but I'm not sure. Darren says he's been looking very forward to the stream. Appreciate that, Darren. Evening, Montana Northern. Glad to have you here. Tim's here too. Hey Tim. Oh, BN Ironwood's in there too. I think I missed saying hi to you guys, but hope you're doing well. Ah, Tim, you still got an hour left to work. That's a bummer. Certainly is warm out there today, that's for sure. Okay, so first order of business, and this is going to be kind of the most challenging part of this, is getting these two wires connected. So I'm going to try to work on this in a way that you guys can see. Hopefully that all works out. I gotta get my light cord out of the way here. I'm working in a very temporary area with a workbench on wheels and two just basic clip-on lights, and sometimes the cords like to get right in my way. There we go. Okay, so like I said, these two have to go up into this switch, which is going to involve me being at a very comical angle, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how that goes. I do have to just kind of mock these up in the orientation they're going to be once they are secured into place, so that I can make sure that I've got enough wire here, which I certainly do, so that's good. So next order of business, I'm going to get these wires tinned, and then we'll contort up in there to get that taken care of. Had I thought about it, I really wanted to do as much as I could on stream tonight with this wiring, because I'm kind of using you guys as a dry run for the final module online, which is going to be done for a video. I already did a part 1 of my wiring series that covered buses, or power bus for the track, and a couple of other little things. And this next video is going to be covering the accessory bus and the wow, I'm drawing a blank. The LocoNet bus, sorry. The good news is, even though I'm on the mobile camera tonight, I've got it wired into the laptop, so hopefully the issues we had last time we tried to work like this, where the feed kept dropping out, won't occur tonight. Fingers crossed. it is a hardline connection, so hopefully we don't end up having that issue. Okay, so there's both of those wires tinned. Got a little bit of flux up on the switch itself here, which hopefully I can do. There we go. Okay, so I think we're almost ready to rock on this. I'll trim back this black lead a little bit, I think. There we go. Okay, so I'm actually going to do the red first because that's going to be harder to get to once the black one's in. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys can see me okay. Actually, let me just double check. How are those going in there? Okay, so that's going to go in. Oh, I fluxed. I put my flux on the wrong one, so I'm going to have to make sure I clean that up. Stay put on there. Okay, one down. Cool. That went a little bit smoother than I thought. Oh, it's dinner break. Last week it was Cold Stone break. This week it's dinner break for Dennis. I thought, Darren, I thought you said that you got the UP7s ordered from Brian. Okay, so with those connected now, the next order of business is going to be taking care of the tortoise, which I had just come to the realization I think I need to actually take this back out in order to get the pads, the soldering pads, excuse me, properly prepped. So I'm going to do that here. Hopefully it'll come right back out without much of an issue. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, you can kind of see, because this is the only pre-owned tortoise that I'm using, there's a whole bunch of solder on the pads already. I have to try to see if I can get that off as best I can. I wish I had one of those solder remover tools, the little suction cup things, but unfortunately I do not. So it's just going to be a matter of trying to clean it off gently with the tip and trying to flatten out each pad. If anybody else has a tip for how I should be cleaning solder off these pads without the tool available, I am all ears. I wonder if I could use like a scrap piece of wire or something and get it to kind of come up a little bit. Try that. The other thing that's scary with these tortoises is the pads that are on them are very, very brittle. And they lift really, really easily. So I'm trying to be as careful as I possibly can here, while still getting them to a point where I can get the zip strip to work. Stranded wire with flux. Okay. If this is not... okay. Actually, thankfully, it looks like I've got it all cleaned off enough just using that to where this is going to work now. So that's good. So now it's just a matter of reinstalling, which could end up being a bit of a pain. Still got my screws there. The big issue is just going to be getting the brass wire back through. Oops. This is where I may just start fresh with a fresh piece of brass wire. Just because you guys watching me struggle through rethreading that piece, probably not the best content. So this is, again, the method that Mr. Rick Rubino taught me, where you just say screw it, start from the top. One thing I am going to do differently, though, because I've already got it set in place, is I just need my needle nose. I'm just going to do a loop down here, get it screwed in. There. Make sure it stays put. Perfect. Yeah, Scott, unfortunately it doesn't quite help me too much that you're holding one of those. I really ought to get one. I'm sure I could have probably grabbed one from Harbor Freight the last time I was there. But, you know, up to this point in my life, I have not had much of a need to be desoldering wires very much. Oh well. Okay, so next order of business, I think what we're going to do is get the leads that we need to do run into the bus. I'm debating how I'm going to do it, though, because I've got this terminal strip right here. And gosh, wouldn't it be easy to just put some spade connectors on these and pop them in over here? I'm not sure. I wonder if I can get, let me see if I can zoom you guys in at all, because you're awful far away. How's that? Hopefully that's a little bit better. Can't do a ton, just because I am limited by a cord now, but yeah, you can see what I'm talking about. There's a terminal block here where everything's run into. I already kind of cheated and went into it with the power drops for the rail. So I'm kind of debating whether or not I should do the same thing for the tortoise. I don't know, is there anybody out there in the chat that's a Freemo builder by chance with any recommendations? I know got Brandon out there. I don't know what his recommendation would be. Adam, I don't know if I know you've done modular stuff, but are you to the Fremo standard with your stuff, Adam? It certainly would be a lot smoother of a process to be able to go straight into that terminal rather than do anything else. That's for sure. So I mean, the accessory bus is into the terminal block, if that's what you're saying, Adam. So my accessory colors are going to be the white and green here, or you might be able to see them better here, white and green, which they all go into the terminal block like they're supposed to, but I can solder them in if I need to, but being that everything is so close to that terminal, if I can get away with just running it into the terminal, I would like to. Oh, okay, you've got yours on a separate power bus, gotcha. Yeah, okay, well maybe I'll start like that, and if I get somebody giving me guff at a meet, I can always circle back to this. But like I said, I already did kind of cheat the system once, putting the track feeders directly into there instead of going into the bus wires for track power. So this is just a continuation of that, and actually the way I think I'm going to do it now is I'm going to lop off those spade connectors for the track, and I also need to drop power feeders into the tortoise as well. So I'm going to come in with a couple of pigtails of black and red wire here, and kind of just go right into the same spade terminal, spade connector, so that I'm not making too big of a mess of my connections here. Let's see, so those can really be a little bit shorter, probably like here-ish. And then give ourselves a little bit of extra wire that we probably won't end up using all of. The spades will go back on, Adam. I'm just going to combine the power drops for the tortoise itself with these power feeders so that it's only one spade terminal that's going into it. So let me get these prepped. Challenging part is going to be doing soldering without gravity helping me. That's for sure. Actually, what I can do though is go grab my clips so that I can hold these two pieces of wire together while I'm soldering them, even though I don't have my helping hands available. course, after I put the flux on, they decide to fall apart. All right. Okay, there is the red's done. Now just to do the black. Ultimately, probably what I should be doing is just also taking the connectors off of the bus itself, but I think I'm going to keep that separate just so that it's a little bit easier if I do need to undo this. And Garrett, the good news about doing it this method is that we don't have to deal with any sort of liquid electrical tape on this one, which I know you don't enjoy. So that's good news. I know some of the work that I'm going to be doing tonight, unfortunately, not going to be the best viewing experience, so appreciate you guys sticking with me if you do. Okay, looks like I've got a good connection there. Yes, all right. So now, again, I'm just going to put these spade connectors back on. Make sure that they're the right size for this. Okay, they are. I'll crimp those back onto these newly soldered together wires. Actually, what might not be the right size, yeah. Now that I've got two soldered together wires, I need a bigger gauge crimp. So, let's see, I need, I think these ones, thankfully Harbor Freight saved me there. Got like the big 500 pack variety. How's that gonna work? Okay, that's gonna be good. Beautiful. All right, now I just need to get the right tool to crimp these. Apologies for stepping away from the camera. I've got to find that tool. This was an unplanned part of the evening, so I didn't have that tool out on the workbench. Now I'm unsure where it is exactly at all. Oh boy, here we go. Is Dennis back to make fun of me for losing things yet? Oh, of course he's back, yep. I lost things, Dennis. Oh, there they are. I didn't lose them. They just weren't where I left them. Okay. Let me get this connection crimped on. Okay, that one's good. Hey John, have a good evening of work. Enjoy. Okay. Don't want those twisted in there. There we go. Awesome, Garrett, that you finished the programming setup too, by the way. power any switch machines via the accessory bus. Yeah, I mean the motor of the switch machine is being powered via the accessory bus. What I'm working on right now is going to be the powered frog that we're talking about right now, Adam. The motor will be off the accessory bus. I don't believe you want, I mean, it would not make much sense to do the motor itself off of the power, or vice versa, the frog from that. Okay, so these should be good to go back on now. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to start in on the accessory itself. Apologies if I made that a little too confusing. But yeah, the switch motor itself will be powered off of the accessory bus. These are going to be for the powered frog itself. Okay, what's next? We're going to do the same thing now for the switch itself, and that I do want those smaller spade terminals for. These ones, I think so. That's cool, Adam. Yeah, it's interesting. This is kind of something where, like, I read through the Fremo guide before, you know, ever consulting with anybody else that built Fremo modules. And you know, it says in there that they require all frogs to be powered. So the natural choice for us, because we got them so cheap, was to go with tortoise switch machines, because we could, you know, throw via powered switches and get powered frogs right from them. But of course, as I'm consulting with more and more Fremo people, I'm learning that sometimes people don't bother to power their switches or power their frogs, and it's really okay. So definitely learning new things. See how well these are going to crimp with such a thin gauge wire. These are supposed to be a small enough spade terminal to work, so hopefully they do. I have, low expectations. What I may need to do is literally tin this wire just to fatten it up a little bit. There we go. Actually, that went well. Beautiful. Just needed to squeeze harder. You guys can barely see what I'm working on here. I apologize. Okay, so those are good. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view at all, because That might be better, hopefully. I thought it was standard to power the frog, but maybe I'm mistaken, Adam. I don't know. My personal opinion, quite frankly, is because of the advent of power packs. You know, I would rather see them recommend that as standard equipment on locomotives rather than the other way around, require people to power your frogs, because I think, honestly, power packs are a more net positive than powered frogs, because even if somebody's got some like dirty track on their module or something like that, a power pack's gonna help a lot more. Okay, cool. So we're in pretty dang good shape here. Screwing into terminal blocks rather than soldering connections into the bus. It's funny how that speeds things up a little bit here. Yeah, no, I hope your surgery goes well, Adam, but that was more than likely me being a basket case as I'm talking. There was probably other people out there in the chat just as confused as you were. Okay, so now my plan needs to be to get everything wired into the zip terminal. Let's see, I'm gonna have to navigate away from the chat for a little while because I've got my reference for that on the phone, just so I make sure I put everything in the right place. Oops. Let's see. Okay, so it should be, let me double check. Green, I believe, is going to be my 1. So, temporarily put this in place just so that I can kind of get a good idea of how this is going to work. I've got a little extra slack on this thing, but not a ton. This is going to be my 7. Need my flathead screwdriver. Yeah, that's a good point, Adam. Yeah, smaller stuff can't always fit the power pack for sure. The flathead go. Here we are looking for tools again. Doesn't matter how prepared I think I am. All right, guys. So I've got to. I also got to come clean about something. The interlocking tower that may or may not have been intentionally ordered in N scale, and I'll leave it at that. It occurred to me that I don't know who this Etsy seller is, but you know, I don't want to make it seem as if, you know, they sent me the wrong thing, but I meant to order that in N scale, and I'll leave it at that. All right, so we've got green going into spot 1. Good. White into spot 7 or 8, excuse me. Okay, and then the frog itself is going to go into 4. I promise in the next couple of weeks there'll be a better explanation than I meant to order at N scale, in N scale given. There's more to come very, very soon on that. And if you don't want to wait, Dennis might have already put it in the chat, but you can find out more by emailing uploadexpressmodelers@gmail.com. The one thing that is disappointing, though, and I did not know that that was going to be filament printed and not resin printed, so that might end up being something to look into. Okay, got to double check one more thing on the diagram, and then I'll be back to the chat. Okay, so then I've got red going into 2, black into 3. That's exciting, Garrett. I'll tell you what, I mean, this is going, knock on wood, pretty darn smooth. The one thing I'm not looking forward to, though, is kind of wire managing all of this while it's sitting up like this. I think that's probably going to be a little bit more of a challenge than it would have been had it been laying flat. Let's see. Something like that. How do I want to run this in? Yeah. Okay, let's see. So, now, in theory, everything on this should now work. No pressure, right? The only thing is, I've got to see, I don't know if my leads off of the layout are going to be long enough to run all the way over here, but I think they are. Beautiful. Okay, should be power into it now. We've got a tortoise that's throwing. One thing I am noticing, though, is that it doesn't seem to want to stay together, that tortoise. I may need to adjust the fulcrum to get it to throw tight. Okay. We've got a fully functioning tortoise machine. I cannot believe that went as smoothly as it did. I will not lie to you guys. Amazing. Turtle power, baby. I am turtle enough for the Turtle Club. Okay, so the debate now is whether or not I procrastinate on the wire management and get the LocoNet done, or if I should do the wire management first and then the LocoNet. Typically, I have been doing the wire management and then the LocoNet, but I don't want to. It's as simple as that. I don't feel like it. So I might do the LocoNet first. I don't know though. Let's see. Actually, I think I need to do the LocoNet first on this particular one. Oh, Adam says wire management first. Uh-oh. Okay, what do you guys think? Wire management now? There's one issue where I'm nervous that I need to do the LocoNet first. This is the terminal where the LocoNet comes in and out of, and I need to run the cross switch wires right next to it. And I think it's actually going to be more helpful to do the LocoNet first, just so that I know where that big bulky wire that's not as easily maneuverable is going to be. So I think I at bare minimum need to do that side first. Yes, the frog is switching with the correct polarity, Darren. This is hooked right up to my layout. Oh, actually, you know what? I got to double check that because I didn't have it. All I had was the accessory bus plugged in. If I plug in the actual layout power, then I'll know for sure if the frog is switching with the right polarity. Oh, I hope I didn't just jinx myself really, really bad. All right, let's see if the layout power is going to reach over here, though, because I might have made those a little bit shorter. Please reach. Not even close. Let's see. How do I get layout power over there now? I might have to wheel away from you guys for just a minute. That's thankfully the beauty of this thing being on wheels, is that I can just move it to the layout power. But for you guys, it's going to be a bit of a pain. One of the brakes is still on here. Maybe not. There we go. That's weird that it wouldn't be compatible, Garrett. I run mine off an ancient Dell. Oh, I'm still not close enough. I don't know why I made the accessory bus so darn long, but this one not. Oh, I've also got those together wrong. How did I manage that? Oh no, these are together right. It's the other ones that are together wrong, of course. Not that you guys can see even anything that I'm talking about, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Uh-oh. Yeah, and there we go. I jinxed it. The layout just lit up like a Christmas tree. Well, thankfully it should be an easy flip. So just bear with me for a minute here, guys. I just got to flip around the wires on the tortoise itself, or on the zip strip itself. I did have a very strange issue yesterday where one of these zip terminals was just shorting no matter what I did. And I had to swap it out for the spare that I thankfully had. This is not the problem one, again, but I really hope I don't have two of them that have the same problem, because I only had one spare. Okay, got them all swapped around here. Popping the terminal back on. And now I just got to plug layout power back in and hope for the best. Come on. Okay, good news. Layout didn't light up like a Christmas tree. Tortoise is still throwing okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. So, sounds like we are finally at a resolution on that. Let me wheel it back over to where you guys can see it instead of my messy, messy basement. Yep, a beautiful view of some plumbing, absolutely. Glad you enjoyed it. Oh, now I'm moving the camera. Okay. We are back in action. Apologies again, guys, for taking things away from you there for a minute. But thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate it. Identify everything in the picture. Oh gosh. Yeah, we got any expert plumbers out there? You want to identify my tankless hot water heater over there? Okay. So where did we land? Are we, am I going to try to wire manage this and hopefully those LocoNet cables don't end up in the way? Or are we going to do LocoNet first? Well, either way, I think I'm good with the soldering iron, so I'm going to try to get this out of the way. Of course, I say that and I'll find a use for it later on. Spy something red. Oh yeah, Adam, that's my painting smock, which thankfully my wonderful wife was a barista at Starbucks for like, I don't know, 10 years, something like that. So I've got not just a regular Starbucks apron, but the holiday, the Christmas apron for my my work smock down here when I'm doing stuff I don't want to ruin clothes, which I should probably remember to wear more often because I'm not gonna lie, I've ruined more pairs of shorts and more t-shirts than I care to count. No, Rob, I'm not done wiring yet. I wish. Yeah, I'll need the soldering iron again. That's awesome, Adam. I'm not alone with the Starbucks apron modeling gang. Okay. All right, so LocoNet. Here we go. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just get that one mocked into place. Got my giant spool of wire that I borrowed from the club. Thankfully, they had a bunch of terminals as well, some RJ12 terminals, some wire, and a crimper. So makes my life a lot easier, that's for sure. Oh, you know what? This isn't even going to be in the way. I'm forgetting how this is going to run. All right. What I am going to do, well, I guess it's kind of going to be in the way, but not as much as I thought. I am going to get my UP7 actually mocked into place here, though. So I don't know, maybe some of the other Digitrax users out there can confirm this for me. But is the UP7 the first one that they did that's got a plastic faceplate now? Because I don't know that I'm a fan of them. I think I missed the metal faceplates. Okay, so UP7 is going to be right there. All I need to do is run from here up to here, which is why it's actually not going to be in the way. And then this is going to be the port for the daisy chain over. So it's actually not going to be in the way after all, because the next one in line, oh, that is not in there square. Whoops, how did I do that? Oh gosh. There we go. Now it should go in squarely. Rob, did you go to club tonight? No, Rob, that idea is definitely not on the down low. We need somebody to do it. Rob and I were talking about how egregious it is that nobody in our Rochester area has ever modeled Kodak Park. And sure enough, right after Rob and I are talking about nobody ever modeling Kodak Park, Rob's at an NMRA event this past Saturday. We call it Donuts on the Deck. And one of his buddies that I know relatively well showed up with a Kodak Park HO scale custom painted locomotive. And I just stripped the heck out of this screw. Yet another reason I don't like Digitrax. Cheap screws. Hope this will fit. Okay, it does. But yeah, sure enough, at an NMRA event, literally the day after, somebody shows up with a Kodak Park painted MP15. Well, Garrett, the good news is I know somebody who's got multiple other Kodak Park locomotives. The bad news is mostly for your wallet. So, there's that. Well, you might be able to fast forward a little bit, I think, Garrett. Yeah, Bruce's layout, but Kodak Park would be insane. All right. Well, I suddenly feel the need to at least do this first LocoNet cable just so I know where things are going to be. So let me get this one done here real quick. Crimping connectors like this. Boy, it took me back to a time that I didn't know I was ever going to go back to, but here I am. Originally in college I was in computer information systems major, and I switched majors before technically ever graduating high school because I took one networking class and I did not enjoy it. So swapped very, very quickly. But I did learn how to crimp a cable with the best of them, that's for sure. Oh, that's cool, Rob. Yeah, I wonder which ones Justin has, Rob. That'd be interesting to know. Okay, so this LocoNet cable is done. Having this done is still going to be helpful actually, because when I wire manage, I can consolidate this into the wire management with these. So that's good. Okay. I think I got to bite the bullet and wire manage now. So, first order of business, I think what I'm going to do is start here. This is how I've started with the rest of mine. And just get all of the wires coming out of the tortoise itself, all nice and neatly organized. These are the cable clamps I've been using. I've gotten them from Home Depot and Lowe's, so they're at both of them. Rob, this is number, so it's confusing. This is technically module 4. This is the bridge module, but I skipped over module 3 to work on this one tonight because module 3 is going to make a better how-to video. And this one, excuse me, kind of made a better streaming video, in my opinion. Okay, now I just need my screws, and who knows where those are. No, I did actually have those on the workbench. Excuse my big old arm. Yeah, that's why your brain got scrambled. Okay. So basically, just gonna manage those right about there. That's nice and simple. I won't lie to you guys, I'm a little nervous about doing wire management on stream because I'm not. Look, wiring is definitely 100% not my strong suit, and I am the first to admit that. So I've seen Garrett's wiring skills, or his wire management skills, I should say, and man, that kid knows how to wire. Okay, I need to go like this. Those basically pretty much going to go up like that. I wonder. Well, that's going to be a problem for future Paul. I really hope I put this switch high enough up because the rest of them I've verified that the legs aren't going to fold up and interfere with them. I've got them about as high up as I can get them. Gosh, I hope that's not going to be a problem. I better find out. Every single other module I've double checked and made sure that that legs folding up into them is not going to be a problem. This one, of course, for some reason, thought did not occur to me to do that because I cut everything in while it was still standing up. So that was going to be the easiest way to do it. Okay, here's where we find out if I'm going to cry or not. Oh boy, yeah. That may eventually end up being a problem. Loco neck clears and everything, which is good. I think because everything is so darn flush up in there, I might have the room to just kind of rearrange the way things are soldered up in there. So that'll be good, but it's going to be a tight squeeze. Definitely rubbing. The question now becomes, should I do something about it? Let's see here. Ooh, this bolt needs to be tightened up, I guess. Holy cow. Okay, it does swing far enough out that I can notch this part of the leg, which I can do. So that's not that big a deal. Yeah. No, this is definitely a couple of tears, not a full-grown man sobbing happening tonight. Should put that on a t-shirt. Full-grown man sobbing. Hey Tom, or not Tom, Darren, look what's coming out. The tool that comes out when you make mistakes. Safety glasses are on, don't worry. So I will have to circle back and do the other leg in the same fashion at some point, but at least for tonight I can get this one done. Just currently don't have the ability to do the other one. Uh-oh. Come on, I just need a hole big enough to get my jigsaw started in. I should have done the other one. Oh, tonight's stream's really going off the rails. That little notch should be all I need. That's a pleasant sound, sorry. I guess I could have shut off the mic while I was doing that. My apology, guys. There we go. All the room in the world now. Easy fix. No tears for Paul. I suppose since I know the measurements, I could actually get the other side done too. Yes, yes, Rob, because trains. Put these legs back on before I forget about the bolts. Okay. There's that. All right, so now take that clamp off. I should actually be able to just measure this other one out and notch it just the same. All right, so from there it is 3 inches down, and we're just going to make the notch a nice even inch to make sure it clears. There's that. How deep did I make it? Looks like a 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch on the nose. Okay, I will turn the mic off to use the jigsaw here, so BRB. Okay, mic back on. Because trains deserves to be on a t-shirt, yeah. Rob's pretty handy in Inkscape. He can make a t-shirt out of it. Well, good news is it might have been root canal time, but got out of it pretty quickly. Dentist had us really well numbed up, we'll put it that way. Nothing a little Novocaine can't fix. Just gotta get the legs started back on here, the feet, I mean. And then we can get back to business. Oops. No wonder nothing's lining up. I will tell you guys that, you know, these being the first set of Fremo modules I've ever built, I have already learned a ton of lessons that anytime I decide to do a second one, boy, are they going to be really nice modules. I think these were the screws that were loose that were not allowing me to, or making the, yep, there we go. For some reason, this tortoise was kind of torquing. Okay, so that's all set. We're a little after 9 right now, but I think I'm gonna go just a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get just a little bit more wire management done. Now that I've made a mess, you know. Excuse me. But yeah, I want to get at least just a little bit more wire management done. Wow, I cannot talk tonight. Yeah, so let's see. What do I want to do here? I think really the way I want to start is getting this bottom area done. I definitely want to come up and onto here immediately. So we're gonna take care of that one. What I can do is do this. And then let them split from there. Hopefully, yeah, that's not gonna be too tight of an angle, I don't think. Okay. All right. Oops. I appreciate you guys sticking with me tonight. These streams where I'm doing new things, you know, they never go 100% smoothly. That's for sure. Oh, see, that's gonna be a problem now. Those buttoned up, and now working those over this way, these up and into there. I should have trimmed these down way further than I did. I may need to revisit that. Those are the joys of doing work on stream, though. Oh well. Okay, guys. Well, appreciate you being with me all night. I think it's time to call this one. Might get a little bit more work done off camera tonight, and hopefully get this module wrapped up so that I can get working on the last one here soon. But I certainly appreciate everybody tuning in, and be sure to also stick around and watch Dennis's at 9:30 over on his channel. Looks like he just posted the link, so see you guys over there. Oh, Garrett beat him to the link again. Oh. Well, again, guys, as I said, I appreciate you guys watching. Be on the lookout. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, there'll be part 2 video series covering a lot of what we covered tonight in a full-length video, going over accessory bus wiring and things of that nature. So we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.